What's up, fight fans? Mainman Mademan here. Y'all know how I get down. We talking boxing, man. What up to the fam? And what up to everyone in Mainman Mademan's boxing forum? So look, the thing is this, man. I heard that the word on the curb is that Mike Coppinger, ESPN boxing reporter, now has a new report out updating the Errol Spence Jr. versus Terence Crawford situation. Now, I've just took my time to read through this, fight fans, and we'll go back through this again. But I want to warn everybody, take everything that you hear about this fight with a grain of salt. Keep in mind, fight fans, I like Mike Coppinger. I respect Mike Coppinger. I've used his reports for several of my videos and live streams. But at the end of the day, Mike Coppinger has given out false information about this fight in the past. Also, ESPN does not have a hand in this fight. The only thing that ESPN would have a hand in this is make Al Haymon and PBC look bad because they are in business with Bob Arum and Top Rank. So I want everyone to keep that in mind. And I always tell everybody, sir, every time something new come out about this, take it with a grain of salt, use your common sense. You get me? Now, before we get into Coppinger's report, let me just tell my version of what I believe is going on and what's up with this fight. You feel me? I believe that this fight is just going through several different phases, fight fans, and I think that we have yet to get a final product. I think that the product is still being put together, and at the very end, they'll know exactly what number that they are working with and know exactly what to pay who and how to make this work. That's what I think is going on. I think that they targeted it for November, and maybe they didn't have this thing put together in time to make the November date, or maybe they will. You know what I mean? But I think it was targeted for November. I believe that they had to make sure that none of Terence Crawford's money was tied up with Daniel Kinahan because they don't want to have no problems with that. We've heard Showtime Steven Espinoza speak about that. We've also heard others speak about that. You know what I'm saying? Also, after that, I believe that they had to settle the situations around these fighters, meaning that they are mandatory situations, say like with Errol Spence Jr., whose IBF mandatory, being Jerron Boots Ennis, has been due since 2019, meaning that if any fight falls through, Errol Spence Jr.'s next fight should be the IBF mandatory. Because keep in mind, fight fans, that situation presented itself before the WBA situation where they're consolidating their belts. And so Eamantis Stanionis, who's the WBA regular champion, may be ordered to fight the super champion in Errol Spence. That situation, we know that he took step aside money for the Adonis Ugas fight and so on and so forth. But that situation comes after the IBF situation. The IBF situation goes back to 2019 when we had another guy there once upon a time. He lost the spot, and now Jerron Boots Ennis has fought his way through the ranks, and he's the current mandatory. You notice that Errol Spence Jr. was at ringside at Jerron Boots Ennis' last fight fans. Keep that in mind. So, in my opinion, they had to make sure certain situations around this thing was all mopped up. They had to make sure that the legal situation between Top Rank, Bob Arum, and Terence Crawford was all situated. Now, the word on the curb about that is that that lawsuit is on pause. You know what I'm saying? At least according to Bob Arum. So maybe they had to wait for that situation to play itself out. The last bit of good news that we heard about this was this fight was now being bidded on, perhaps by different networks. We heard that Fox wanted to get a hand into this. We know, of course, Showtime definitely wants to have a hand into this. And Steven Espinoza, the head guy over at Showtime, has been doing primarily most of the talking when it comes from a broadcasting standpoint about this fight. You know what I mean? So I think that there's a bidding process going on between networks to get the most money. And who knows, there may even be a bidding process going on between the venues, fight fans, because these venues would definitely want to pay a hefty site fee for a fight of this magnitude. You know what I mean? When you throw all of that together, fight fans, that's different phases of the negotiation. And they got to wait to get through all of these things, not to mention make sure that there's no other investors around this fight that's saying, hey, we want to throw some money in. Hey, we want to throw some money in. Hey, we want to throw some money in. I think that all of these things are getting done. And once they all get wrapped up, we will get a finished and final product. I believe that everything that's going on right now in the public is to build the fight, to hype the fight, and to piss off the fans. Simple. So let's get into this report, fight fans. So the thing is, man, let's see what Mike Coppinger is talking about. You know what I'm saying? Let's see, fight fans. So according to this Coppinger report, and we'll just read the first few paragraphs, and we'll give an interpretation of such. He says that the Errol Spence Jr. Terence Crawford undisputed welterweight championship fight is in jeopardy because of a lingering dispute regarding the contracts, sources told ESPN. Okay. If the pay-per-view fight set for Las Vegas is finalized, it won't take place on the targeted date of November the 19th, but rather in December or even January, sources said. So let's stop right there. Now, we know that they have been targeting this fight for November. I can't officially say November the 19th. I'll just say November, you know what I mean? And according to Coppinger, if it doesn't happen, it can go down in December or January. The news that I had got months ago about this fight, fans, from a person very close to the situation, told me that the targeted date was for November, and if they don't make November, then they're going early next year. I'll believe it when I see it. If we get past November, then I'll believe that this fight is happening early next year. Not to mention, I look online and I see Gervonta Tank Davis now training, it look like, for a fight. So if Gervonta Davis is going to come back, fight fans, I believe he comes back in December. And December is not big enough for 2 pay-per-views, you know what I'm saying? So I just don't think that they'll do a Gervonta Davis pay-per-view and then turn around and do Spence and Crawford. But then again, if they can't find a dance partner for Gervonta Davis, because we don't know who we fighting at this moment, and if they can't find him no dance partner, then guess what? Maybe they pencil this in. I don't know, fight fans. But I was told either November or early next year, and I'll wait and see if that checks out, you know what I mean? He says, oh, even January, so we'll see. Goes on and says that Spence and Crawford had agreed to terms, with Crawford set to earn the short end of the financial split. Let me stop right there. So I'm glad that we're now clearing the air about the words agreed to terms, because about a week or two ago, when I did my last live stream and we talked about this fight, you know, I had folks saying that, Terence Crawford signed. He signed. And I heard this coming from Team Crawford as well. And this left a lot of boxing fans in that gray area like, what the hell did he sign, man? Like, did he sign? What did he sign? The contract? Well, they saying he didn't sign the contract. What did he sign? What did he sign? And so it's saying now agreed to terms, fight fans. Those are the right wordings for this situation. Because when we talk about a contract, like we said in that stream, when you talk about a contract, you're talking about a final product. There's nothing left to talk about. There's no more money to get. There's nobody left to talk to. There's no one left to call. The thing is done. Send it to him. The doors are closed. We're not talking about it no more. The dates, the venues, everything is set. The percentages are set. The back end money is set. The advertisers are set. Everything is set. That's when you get a contract. But in the meantime, between time, all you get is a bunch of term sheets going back and forth to each inside of the camp. You know what I'm saying? So now the new verbiage on this is agreed to terms. Now that sounds like a lot more better. Now we've been hearing that from the Crawford camp that Terence Crawford has agreed to everything that supposedly PBC put out there. You know what I'm saying? Now the facts that were said from Team Crawford and things that are saying about Mike Coppinger are a bit different. You feel me? So maybe we can get a little bit of clarity on this. It goes on and says that ESPN, it says that the issue, oh no, you know what? Before I move on to that part, I gotta address this. Crawford is set to earn the short end of the financial split. So Terence Crawford humbled himself, according to this report, and according to Team Crawford, humbled himself to say, you know what, I'm not going to be a diva about this. I've already made good money over there with ESPN and Top Rank. I was getting paid more than everybody over here on PBC, so I'm good to go. Let's see what y'all got. I'll take the lesser. For him to say that as a former undisputed, 2-time lineal, I call him 3-time lineal, just a perennial fighter, fight fans. For him to take that position for the biggest fight in boxing, fight fans, you're damn right. That started right here. For the biggest fight in boxing, fight fans, that speaks volumes. That just lets me know, man, this dude a real one, champ. This dude is a straight up real one. Like, man, you know what? Screw all that diva stuff, because we had multitudes of Spence lunch boxes running around here talking about some Crawford is a diva. Crawford just pricing himself out. He think that he's so spoiled by Bob Arum. He made so much money. He think that they're supposed to pay him. And then people were actually telling me, oh, man, the market spoke, and this is what the market is telling him that he's worth. What? That is bogus. The market, did not speak, because the market is not just PBC. So, you know what I mean? Those were PBC's words. And I just gave y'all an example the other day. If you look at the Regis Prograis and Jose Cepeda upcoming fight, right? PBC bidded on that particular fight just to be outbidded by an upstart company called Marv Nation or something like that. To be outbidded by some upstart company, and they gave Regis Prograis much more than he would have made if he would have relied on PBC. See, the market speaks much better when there's a bidding process, fight fans. You get where I'm going? So, but anyway, for him to take the short end of the split, not to make a big fuss about it, which, truth be told, I think he should have. I think he had an argument for making a big fuss about it, but he chose not to, which lets me know this dude is a real one, champ. He ain't like Errol Spence. Oh, let me go find me a 35-pounder so I can get my name hot and make the most bag of money I've ever made. No, he's saying I'll take the toughest test at 147 for the lesser amount, even though I've accomplished 3 times more than he has. Now that's something to talk about, fight fans. That's something to talk about. You know what I mean? According to the report, Crawford wants transparency related to the event expenses since the contract contains no guaranteed purse, sources said. I don't blame you, bruh. If this is true, that you ain't getting no guaranteed money, that is disrespectful. Disrespectful, man. If this is true, the most lesser fighter over there, fight fans, the most lesser dudes that you don't even check for, they get guarantees. How the hell this man ain't offered no guarantee when he's coming off having one of the biggest guarantees in boxing? Disrespectful. Oh man, they're going broke. They're so broke. They ain't got no money. That's why they don't want to pay no guarantees. But they can find $100 million for Canelo. They can find $100 million for Canelo. If they ain't got no damn money, then what was all of this fuss about get Bob Arum out of the situation? Why are we talking about that then? Why didn't Bob stay and actually help pay for the fight? Everybody saying, yo, Crawford should leave Bob, leave Bob, leave Bob. Bob was telling you, I got money. I got half. All I need is them to put up the other half. But everybody blame Bob. But yet, they not even giving a damn guarantee, fight fans. What the hell is that about? So at the very least, man, if you're not giving this man a guarantee, a man for the previous 3 years been fighting under a guarantee, one of the best guarantees in boxing, you don't want to give him that or show him enough respect to say, hey, we can at least start at 3, give you your $3 million guarantee and we'll negotiate. You don't even want to give him that. Where's the money? Where's the money? Where's the money? Or do you have the money, but you just don't want to give the money because they're too afraid that their Texas star is going to get wrecked. And they won't have a Texas star no more. They won't have a Jerry Jones and the Dallas Cowboys no more. Now, would they? You got to wonder these things, fight fans. No guaranteed purse. And they wonder why Terence Crawford is one to say, look, I need to know every expense that's going out the door. You damn right. Money off the net, and we're going to get there, fight fans. Make your money off the net worth, not the gross, but the net worth. Not the gross, but the net worth. You won't pay me on the net worth? I need to know every single dime that's going out the window. That should be a compromise, fight fans. Because guess what? The more y'all spend, the less I make. So this is what we're going to do. You say what? They want extra ketchup packages. Oh, hell nah. Give them all of the mustard packets over there. And if they run out of mustard, make sure they get some mayonnaise or something up in this junk. But them ketchup packages, oh no, that's out. That's out. That's going to cost us money. And if that's the case, if they want to play that game, they don't want to give them a guarantee. They want to play stupid and say, base it off the net, not the gross. I'm a guy that negotiates a lot of contracts, fight fans. No one negotiates off the net. It don't work that way. You negotiate off the gross. My thing is, if they're going to play them like that, make them negotiate off the net, oh yeah. He needs to know every single dime that's going out the window. Because like I said, every dime that goes out means lesser amounts of money for Terence Crawford. So all he doing is clocking his own dollars. Damn right. If they're going to pay him off the net, he want to know exactly how much that net is. Don't be like non-transparent about this, because we went down this road, from what I understand, with Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua. when Deontay Wilder took that trip over to the water to pay Eddie Hearn a visit, to sit down and talk some business, only to get there to see a contract with all kind of stuff omitted? That's where we going? So we would think that PBC would be hip. Like, nah, we don't want that done to us. That got, you know what I mean? I mean, we ain't gonna do that to him. That got done to us. But no, they want to leave my man in the dock. So let's go on and read, fight fans. It says that since Crawford will earn a percentage of the net revenue, he wants the ability to approve expenses. Crawford is a promotional free agent after parting ways with Top Rank, yada, yada, yada. So he wants the ability to approve it. That's what's up. That's called clocking your dollars, fight fans. Making sure that ain't nobody hide no money from you. Making sure that one of them expenses ain't a charity fund sitting over there somewhere saying, oh, you know what, every fight we give a certain amount of money to charity. Oh, the charity's in Al Haymon's name. Yeah, you want to make sure where all that money going. You know what I'm saying? Oh, nah, no ice in the drinks today, homeboy. No ice. Just give them straight Pepsi, man. That's all we giving them. We giving them Pepsi. We not putting no ice in there. If it's hot, so be it. Charge them $5 a drink. That's Terence Crawford. I don't blame him. I cannot blame him. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, hey, man, if that's what he want, that's what he want. Now, like I say, man, we take all this stuff with a grain of salt, fight fans. We'll see how much of this is actually true. You know what I mean? I seen that Steven Espinoza has already came out on his Twitter and says, do not believe everything that you read. You know what I mean? And I will second that notion. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, if any of this is true, this is just a disrespectful, ugly-looking deal, fight fans. What I truly believe, though, like I told y'all at the top of this video, is that a lot of stuff that's coming out now is designed to play both sides towards each other to help build the fight. Sorry to have to let the cat out the bag, boxing suits, but I can see what you're doing from a mile away. You know what I mean? It looked like this is all just wrangling to get the people riled up to a certain degree. I think from ESPN standpoint, they let out stuff like this just to take shots at Al Haymon and PBC, as well as Showtime. But also, I just think that, honestly, I think that things are happening, just not maybe at the pace that we wanted to happen at, you know what I mean? But Terence Crawford has said, though, and came out and stated that through his team, he's accepted everything, and they ain't sent him nothing. How can he approve expenses if they're not sending him anything? It's funny because the rumors that came out about this fight about, a week or so ago, when I did that live stream, was that Terence Crawford would get a lower split even if he wins in the rematch. Terence Crawford would not get a rematch, and it's only a one-way rematch for Errol Spence. So it's just like, yo, this shit just constantly keeps changing around and flipping around every other day. And this is why Mainman stays away from the particulars, fight fans. And to my fellow content creators out there, to the real ones, you know what I'm saying? I would highly suggest y'all do the same. Stay away from the particulars. To talk about the outlining of the fight, the styles, break it down, stuff like that. You know, hell, even if y'all want to go back, 5-6 years about this guy did that, do that shit. You know, I'd rather listen to that shit than hear a bunch of particulars that we don't know if it's real, we don't know if it's fake, we don't know anything. And that's mainly because the fighters are not talking, fight fans, as they should. You feel me? So we'll see if all this stuff checks out, man. If this news is true, this shit is terrible, man. I'm going to say this, too, before I get out of here, man. Funny how when it was Blame Bob, when everyone thought that Bob Arum was the one standing in between his fight, that Terence Crawford, it trickled down to him. Remember? Top ranked Toby, he's Bob Arum's slave, he's a diva, he's pricing himself out, he's overrated. They went through his resume with a fine-tooth comb, breaking down any and everybody and any and everything that they saw. They went back 6-7 years, finding any little statement that he said. It was bad, fight fans. It was bad. So my thing is this. See, Crawford fans, we always take the high road and shit. You know what I'm saying? This high road shit about to end real soon once this fight get announced. You can believe that. But we always take the high road. See, we don't look at this and say, well, since PBC and Al Haymon are putting Terence Crawford and making it impossible for him to really want this fight, well, this is Errol Spence Jr. ducking. We don't do that now, do we? That's what they did for Terence Crawford for years. Even though Terence Crawford put Bob Arum in check. Even though Terence Crawford sued Bob Arum. Even though Terence Crawford told PBC's promoter, as well as Bob Arum, sitting on that same stage to their face, if the fighters want to make the fight happens. Now, doesn't it? And Tom Brown said yes. You know what I mean? But do Crawford fans put this at the feet of Spence? The answer for the most part is no. I know I haven't. Not since I figured out it was the suits. But I'm starting to think maybe we two can play that game. Maybe I should. Is Spence a duck or no, fight fans? Riddle me that. Thumbs up on the way out if you didn't hit it on the way in. Share, rock the bells. Catch up with y'all real soon on the live stream. Much love to each and every one of y'all. Mike, my boy Mike Rhyme. Mike, I'm talking to you, Mike. You got some explaining to do, homie. Got some explaining to do. Lana. Got some explaining to do, Lana. I'll be looking for y'all. To the next video. Peace out.